You will. I've read and I've seen announcements to the effect of that you will not be Batman again.
I am. Yeah, I have decided. No, thank you. Thank you very much. You know, I tried to direct a version of it and worked with a really good screenwriter, but just kind of couldn't come up with a version that couldn't crack it. And so I thought it was like, you know, time to let someone else take a shot at it. They got some really good people, so I'm
Well,
excited.
I don't know if you know, but there's a ceremony, and you know, it happens whenever the bat torch is passed, and in honor of your, I guess, retirement, I don't know what we're going to call it as a Cape Crusader, we have a little bit of a surprise for you.
Oh.
Warner Brothers has given us something, and we're going to officially retire your Batcave to the rafters. That is your official towel and cape.
There it is.
Guillermo, who are you dressed as right now?
Robert.
No, not Robert. Anyway, but first we have to make space in the rafters by getting rid of another piece of Hollywood memorabilia. Please lower the thong. This beautiful item is the sparkly thong Matt Damon wore when he played Liberace's boyfriend in Behind the Candelabra. Yes, please give this to him or have it destroyed, whatever you want to do.
Well, yeah. Still has that Damon must.
I bet, yes. And,
So, yeah.
All right, Guillermo, get in position, put it in there. And then, wait a minute, why does your cape have hold on a second. Why does your cape have a number 12 on it?
That's Brady's number. You can't be a hero unless you're wearing number 12.
Was this like a post, did you get this after the Super Bowl?
No, I insisted to Warner Brothers that be on it the whole time. They actually paid $80 million to digitally remove it from every movie.
I had no idea. Wow, you really do love Tom Brady. But before we do this, is there anything you want to say? Any official statement you would like to make?
I don't know. I guess, I'm not Batman?
He is not Batman anymore. Hoist the cape, raise it to the rafters, and Ben Affleck, you are not Batman. Goodbye, Batman. Triple Frontier is in theaters March 6th and on Netflix March 13th. Ben Affleck, everybody.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. So as you see, Ben Affleck recently went on Kimmel and explained what exactly is going on with his version of Batman. There were a lot of questions after they announced what was going on with Matt Reeves' version of the Batman, so we'll break it all down because now that we know officially what's going on with Ben Affleck's Batman, there's sort of this domino effect where it affects all the other DC movies and future Justice League movies. There's a new round of that Amazon giveaway too. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your favorite Batman moment on the video. I just broke this down top 7 style. So number 7, Ben Affleck is clarifying that he will not be exercising the other 2 films left on his Batman contract at Warner Brothers. No more Ben Affleck's version of Batman in any future movie, pending some twist in like 10 years with a Flashpoint movie, Thomas Wayne stunt casting, or Batman Beyond if they can't get Michael Keaton or a much, much older Christian Bale to come back in many, many years. 6, because they don't have Justice League 2 on the books for a long, long time. That means that effectively Matt Reeves' Batman prequel movie, still working title, quote-unquote, The Batman, will truly be a self-contained franchise in the DC universe for the next several years until, if it's really successful, they decide to bring a trilogy forward into present day with future sequels, the way that Wonder Woman 3 and Aquaman 2 are set in present day. They've already talked about Wonder Woman 3, even though we haven't gotten Wonder Woman 1984 yet. For the most part, DC movies, with the exception of The Batman prequel, is going to be set during present day, so they can still continue to cross over in potential future Justice League sequels. Like even the Birds of Prey movie is taking place in present day after the events of Justice League and Suicide Squad. So a lot of what happens with Batman in future Justice League movies and who that Batman might wind up being depends on how successful Matt Reeves' Batman movie is. Speaking of self-contained movies though, number 5, talking about the other side of this equation, the Joker. Same goes for Todd Phillips' Joker film. It was created with the intention specifically that it be a one-off thing, Elseworlds not tied to the other pre-existing DC movies around Justice League. A one-off origin story about the Joker. I don't even know that they have sequels planned for that, so if it does really well, who knows what they're gonna do. More recently though, the Joker as of Rebirth famously has 3 distinct origin stories, so think of his Joaquin Phoenix Joker that way. They're all still valid origin stories, and it also kind of doesn't make sense in the way that the Joker's character is always meant to be portrayed as contradictory. Christopher Nolan and Heath Ledger nailed that aspect of the character during The Dark Knight. Every time he would narrate his backstory to one of his victims, it would change a little. You want to know how I got these scars? And then he would tell a slightly different version of what happened to him. 4, the main reason why Ben Affleck is saying that he decided to officially leave Batman before his contract was up with Warner Brothers, as he says in this interview, is mostly because of what happened with his version of the Batman movie not working out with the studio. He says he and another screenwriter weren't able to crack it, but what I think that means is that one, that other screenwriter was Jeff Johns. I don't know why he didn't mention him by name in this video. Maybe Jeff Johns, before this happened, just personally asked him not to mention his name on air. Like, please just don't mention me when you're talking about Batman stuff. And two, I think his version of the movie they wrote was probably pretty cool, but just tonally and creatively was not a story that Warner Brothers was comfortable with. Like, it's not hard to make a Batman movie. You can make a really badass Batman movie, but if it's not where the studio wants to take the character, that's usually where you have problems. Look at the direction they're taking all the newest movies creatively post Batman v Superman and Justice League. Aquaman, big, bright, huge action film. Wonder Woman 1984, visually very different from the first Wonder Woman movie, which is still sort of a relic of the Zack Snyder era of DC films because it was pre-Justice League. And Zack Snyder did have a lot to do with the making of that first movie. He was a producer on it. I think he also has a screenwriting credit on it as well. But the version of the Batman movie that Ben Affleck was going to write, direct, and star in was supposed to be Joe Manganiello Deathstroke as the main villain, and it was supposed to be the Raid Redemption style movie where Batman is just forced to fight his way down level by level through Arkham Asylum through his rogues gallery of villains to get to who knows what. The thing about that Ben Affleck Jeff Johns script is that we never found out what the end of the movie was supposed to be or why Batman had to fight his way through Arkham in the first place. Like, what was this all about? Like, it was just a really cool pitch. Batman fighting his way through Arkham. That just sounds like a cool idea. So presumably when they pitched that idea to Warner Brothers initially, they were probably like, oh hell yeah, that sounds like a cool idea. But then when they brought them the final script, they either felt like it wasn't strong enough, or by that time, Warner Brothers had been like, okay, we need to push these characters in a different direction. So remember Batman during Batman v Superman, the way he moves, sort of like the tone, the colors, everything. The Ben Affleck, Jeff Johns Batman script was probably more in that vein, and that's probably why Warner Brothers is like, no, we kind of want to go in a different creative direction from that stuff. Or it's possible that Warner Brothers saw the script and just felt like it wasn't strong enough. I mean, we'll never know until we actually read that script, so hopefully someday somebody will leak it and we'll actually get to read it. Or maybe we can get Kevin Smith to have a renaissance with Ben Affleck and get Ben Affleck on his podcast and he can tell the entire story of what his Batman movie was going to be. But number 3, with Ben Affleck formally out, you also have the other side of the equation, Jared Leto. If you haven't heard the recent news, Jared Leto's Joker movies, there were reportedly 2 of them that were in development, are also being shelved right now, and the character will not be featured in a significant way in any more DC movies. Like, we're only a couple months away from them officially saying, oh yeah, no more Jared Leto Joker in any of these movies. But that means that he's not going to be featured in any of the Harley Quinn movies, which are sort of separate from the Joker movies. There was the Birds of Prey, and then there's the Harley Quinn Mad Love film, which I believe was going to be centered on her version of Harley Quinn and the Joker. The Birds of Prey movie that they just announced, we just got the teaser for that treats the characters as if it's Harley Quinn just having left the Joker. If you ever remember the Gotham City Sirens style episodes from Batman the Animated Series where Harley Quinn tells Joker to screw off and she just goes around town having fun with Poison Ivy, that sort of idea. And if you're wondering about Gotham City Sirens and some of those other female Batman villains, it sounds like they'll do them in Birds of Prey sequels. So whatever happens in this first one, it sounds like that franchise is building towards a Gotham City Sirens crossover. But effectively, that means the next time we see the Joker in present-day continuity in a DC movie, it'll be some other new version of the character with a new actor that we have no idea about yet. They'll probably just tiptoe around that during the Birds of Prey movie and just not address it at all. What that also means, though, is that they could wait to introduce a new Joker during future Matt Reeves Batman sequels if that movie is successful. And it should go without saying that because no Ben Affleck Batman in future DC movies, that means that that movie that was originally supposed to be a Flashpoint movie, Batman a big part of the Flashpoint story, is definitely not going to happen, and whatever the Flash movie is, it'll be a vastly different story. The saga of the Flash movie is long and twisty, just like the saga of Ben Affleck's Batman. Number 2, the new version of Batman, the new direction that DC is taking him, per Matt Reeves, is detective neo-noir Batman set near the Batman Year One era of his career. Now, it's not exactly Batman Year One, but I think in terms of his age, think of it as being set between the events of Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. He was already pretty badass by that point, and he was ready for a full-blown Joker encounter. So Matt Reeves' Batman is more accomplished than Batman Begins' Christian Bale. Like, he's not brand new, but he hasn't quite got through his comic book rogues gallery of villains like the Joker yet. Matt Reeves did clarify that there would be several Batman villains during the film, but I believe the current rumor is that the Penguin will be the main villain, and it'll feel like the story will feel more like Batman Mask of the Phantasm. If you haven't seen that animated movie, be sure to watch it. It is one of the best Batman movies of all time. It's on the DC streaming service right now. Number 1, though, future of Batman in the DC universe. Batman Hush and Batman Long Halloween are movies that they're making right now. They're animated movies. There's a trailer for Batman Hush that's coming at the end of March, so of course I'll do a video for that when it drops. But now, thinking down the road, when Justice League 2 finally rolls around in, say, like 4 or 5 years, the person who plays Batman during that will probably wind up being Matt Reeves' version of Batman. They claim they haven't started casting him yet, but I'd be willing to bet that they're looking at every single male actor in Hollywood between the ages of 20 and 35. Maybe also a few bigger established A-list stars on the older end of that spectrum, because the rumor is that they're looking for a name, quote unquote, like an established actor, but he's also pretty young. So just think very young version of Batman. So let me know in the comments, who do you want to play Batman in Matt Reeves' movie? Because remember, that Batman is probably going to wind up being in the next Justice League movie down the road. There's a bunch more comic book stuff that happened this week. I'll try to get through all those videos as fast as possible. Leave your requests in the comments below. Congratulations, Sloaney Baloney. You're the giveaway winner for my last big DC video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your details. Click here for my new Avengers Endgame trailer video in post-credit scenes. And click here for that new Flash King Shark vs. Grodd trailer. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.